Okay, tube timers, we're back. Today's episode is a sidetrack. I've always wanted to nickel plate things, and I found an Instructable, whose link will be down below in the comments, on how to safely nickel plate an object. So I thought we'd give it a shot here on video and see what happens. All you need is vinegar, salt, and some nickel strips. I already have one strip in here. What we're going to do is we're going to add vinegar to this jug, this Atlas jar. And we've put just enough in to keep it a little bit below the boot of the alligator clip. Now we're going to insert this. First thing we have to do is put in a pinch of salt. What's going to happen here is we're going to build a nickel solution that we will use to facilitate plating an object. But the first part is building the solution, and it's done with vinegar and a pinch of salt. Not a lot of salt, just enough to make the vinegar a bit more conductive. Now, I've never done this before, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens. If we need more salt, we'll add more salt. By the way, I'm using a DC power supply to move a nickel from one object to the next object, leaving behind a nickel acetate solution. So, here goes the second electrode. So what's going to happen is we're going to actually plug this in. By the way, I'm using my IP27 power supply that I restored on an earlier video. If you haven't seen that, it's probably worth a bit of a look. Now, what I want to do is get this in here without contaminating the solution. Gosh knows how I'll do that, but here we go. Well, that looks pretty good. So what we have is 2 electrodes in vinegar with salt added for conductivity. Oops, damn it. I slopped on my thing. Okay, so now we've got our preparation for our nickel acetate solution. We have the power supply hooked up. All we need to do is turn it on and see what happens. Okay, I've got 1/4 of an amp flowing through this solution, and my voltage is approximately, let's see, 25. Okay, it's about 20 volts. Now you can see something's beginning to happen. I'm going to try to zoom in and see if we can see something. But if you take a look at the jar, you'll see the bubbles forming on this nickel, on the cathode of the nickel plate. That means things are happening. So we'll let it set for a couple of hours, and we'll come back and see what our solution looks like. Okay, tube timers, we are back after 2.5 hours of solution preparation. Hopefully, the Instructables author indicated that after a period of time, the solution should be a nice, clear, bright green or green solution. It looks green and it looks very clear, so I can assume that we're in pretty good shape. I don't know if I've left it in long enough and I have enough nickel dissolved into the vinegar solution, but an attempt of plating something will point that out. Okay, so what have we done here? We've completed the first part of a plating activity, and that is to create the plating solution. That is a solution that will allow a free transfer of the nickel anode to the object to be plated on the cathode. So this project has 3 parts. Part 1 is preparation of this solution, which is done. Part 2 is the cleaning of the object to be plated. And Part 3 is the actual plating itself of the piece. Parts 2 and 3 should be completed with the next video series in this plating series. So we'll see. Oh, fun nickel fact. These are nickel strips that I used. Oh, that's something funny too. So if you notice down here, I've got 2 strips that have been consumed by the plating process. That is, the nickel has been removed from these strips and plated onto the nickel cathode. I have another pair of strips in here that I went through basically 4 strips to get this solution in 2.5 hours. So hopefully it will do, and we'll see. There are floating bits of nickel on top of the water here, on top of the vinegar. I don't think that'll hurt anything. I'm contemplating filtering it out, but we'll see. I'll give it a thought. For the first test, it probably doesn't hurt. I'm just going to nickel plate a penny or something. Fun nickel fact. Nickel is magnetic. Here's a magnet. And here's nickel strips. Nickel is magnetic. I know that to be very helpful because in a production situation, we mix nickel and silver, or tin-plated copper together. Small sections of wire, small pieces ready to go. I was able to sort it out by passing a magnet over it, and the nickel wires jumped right up to the magnet, leaving the copper, tin-plated copper ones behind. Interesting fun fact of nickel. Fun with magnets. We should make another program with that. All right, Toobtimers, this is all for now, and the next episode we will be plating. Take care, be kind, and good fortune to everybody.